already have a pencil, you can just let me sharpen it. Don't freak out, just sharpen it. Your pencil writes, guys, it works. I don't need to see a needle sharp point on every pencil. Who else did not have one at all? Here, hang on. This page, exercise 1. About 2.5 minutes left. About a minute and a half left. The box on the left on page 4. Give me a little hint if you need it. Moving on from fractions. About 30 seconds left to wrap it up. All right. Pencils down in 3, 2. I should hear pencils hitting the desk. Try that again. Pick up your pencil in your hand. I'm writing, I'm writing. Pencils down in 3, 2, and 1. Okay, I don't need you to break the pencil or the desk, but I would like to hear it. Oh, yeah. Where did I take this from? Please? Can you pass that down, please? Okay, exercise 1. Who looked at it and said, what is that word that starts with an R? I don't know what that means. Some of us? Yeah? And anyone anyone tell me what a ratio is? A ratio. That's the word in exercise 1 that people are stuck on, right? Royalty.
It says a ratio is ordered pair of numbers which are not both zero. A ratio
Is what?
I'm not
Oh, no, that's okay. We'll get there. Okay, a ratio is an ordered pair of numbers which are not both zero. A really cool thing about your workbook, your beautiful green book, is if you look to the left of your do nows every day, there's a box. And in that box, it has what's called a lesson summary. So it gives you a little bit of a hint about what we're learning, okay, and some definitions that you need to know. This will also be on your homework, which I think is going to be super helpful for you. Okay, so Royalty caught on quick, right? She saw the box and she said, oh, a ratio is an ordered pair of numbers which are not both zero. What does ordered mean? Right, so we have a definition, but do we understand it? Let's talk about it. An ordered pair of numbers. What does this word ordered mean? What do you think? Let me ask you this way. Do you think if something is ordered that it matters which comes first, which comes second, or that it doesn't matter? You turn and talk to your partner. At level 1. Turn and talk to your partner, tell them why. Turn and talk to your partner. Do you think it matters what Okay, eyes on me in 3, 2, and 1. My friends over here, you can turn your body. Thank you. Okay, order. What did your partner say? Thumbs up if you think it matters what order we put the numbers in if they're ordered. Thumbs up if you think it does not matter what order we put the numbers in. Be confident. I got 2 answers, so you think it does matter or it doesn't matter, right? Okay. Hands down. Thumbs up if you think it does matter. Hands down. Thumbs up if you think it does not matter. Okay. Okay. Ordered means there's a specific order. So yes, it does matter what order the numbers in the ratio are in. Yes?
Can I went through and said
Yes.
the number 8?
Thank you. We're going to get there, okay? Okay, so an ordered pair, a pair is how many? Show me with your fingers. A pair is how many? Show me with your fingers. Okay, hands down, we're going to do this different. When I say go, you're going to show me your tallest, quietest hands with the number of numbers in a pair. I kind of just told you, right, in my fingers. So 1, 2, 3, go. Ah, beautiful. Beautiful. Everyone says 2, and you're right. So this is 2 numbers. Ordered pair of numbers which are not both 0. Not both 0. Okay? We use specific language when we talk about ratios. Okay? So if I write a ratio, and this is what a ratio looks like, we use a colon. There's a colon in the middle. We say the word 2, T-O, not the number 2, okay? So this ratio, when I read it, I'll say 3 to 2. 3 to 2, okay? I can also write out the word 2, and you'll see that as well. Same thing, just like our of and our multiplication, right? Our 2 and our colon mean the same thing, and we read it the same way, okay? So can I write the same ratio like this? Is this the same ratio? Show me with these. Ooh, okay, I have a couple people saying yes. Most of you saying no. Can you tell me why it's not the same ratio? Okay, so he says a ratio is denoted A, B. Okay, that's another way to restate this, right? Ratios are ordered. It matters which order you put them in. Okay, so no, this is not the same ratio. Okay, what situations can you think of where ratios would be useful? What situation, like everyday situations? Turn and talk with your partner. Go ahead. When could you use a ratio? To what? Something. Good, good. Okay, eyes on me in 3, 2, and 1. Beautiful. Yes, sir.
With time?
With time, how would you use a ratio with time?
Like 320.
Oh, you're looking at the colon and you're thinking, that looks like how we tell time, right? Yeah, but they actually have nothing to do with each other. You could say 3 hours, 2 minutes for every 3 hours, or 3 hours for every 2 minutes. You could say that, 3 to 2. Okay, so you could use it with time, just not to tell time. Okay, royalty, I heard something really good from your partner talk. What did you say? Yeah.
What my partner said?
Sure. What did you both say? Remember when I came over and I said, oh yes, good.
Oh,
To compare things. We're comparing quantities. What's a quantity? What's a quantity, Dina? If I have a certain quantity of something. Help her out, Justin.
how much something is?
How much of something? Quantity is how many. Okay? Good. So we're going to talk about tape diagrams again, but we're going to use them really differently today. Okay, we're going to use them super differently. We're going to draw 2 tape diagrams to represent a ratio. Okay? So let's talk about our example that's not in your book. Okay? Just to get you warmed up. Okay, so my friend Cameron has 5 shirts. Okay. And for every 5 shirts he has 1 baseball cap. Okay, 5 shirts, 1 cap. So can you say he has 5 times as many shirts as he has caps? Aiden says yes. Why, Aiden? Because if you multiply 5 times 1, you get 5. 1 cap, 5 shirts. He has 5 times as many shirts. So let's write that as a ratio. How do I write that as a ratio? Show me on your whiteboards. I'll give you 10 seconds to show me on your whiteboards. And remember that it does matter which order you write them in. Show me the ratio of shirts to baseball caps. Yes. Yes. Awesome. Boards up. See what you got. Awesome, awesome. And 5, 4, 3, 2, and perfect. Boards down. Okay, so most of what I saw was this. 5, 2, 1. And that is exactly correct. Can also write 5, 2, 1 with the word 2. Okay. So let's draw this one. What's that? If you forgot an eraser or your marker doesn't work, you can silently get up and fix that. Okay. Okay. So let's draw tape diagrams to represent this ratio. Here's Cameron's shirts, and here's his caps. tell me why this model represents our ratio. Think about it for a moment. How does this show us what this says? Go ahead, Royalty.
I was gonna say because it's what.
Because there's one cap, and I've drawn one unit for caps. And then what about shirts? Ema, what about shirts? How many units do I have where it says shirts? 5. So have I drawn visually what we've written up here? Yeah, totally. Good. Yes, Sam? You can get one in front. Okay, let's talk about your do now. I'm going to leave this up. Let's talk about your do now. The co-ed soccer team has 4 times as many boys on it as it has girls. Let's move to lesson 1. So on page 1. Page 1. Let's talk about that example. The co-ed soccer team has 4 times as many boys on it as girls. We say the ratio of the number of boys to the number of girls as 4 to 1. So it's read as 4, the word 2, 1. Okay? So let's create a table to show how many boys and how many girls could be on the team. So this is on page 1, what we're working on right now. Okay? We're going to make a table. You should be tracking the board. College, ready? 3, 2, push your chairs in, feet flat on the floor. Pencils are ready to write in your hand. Pencils are ready to write in your hand. Where's your workbook? You're on page 1, very first page. Okay. So what I write, you write. Under example 1. Okay? Here's my table. We're comparing the number of boys to the number of girls. Okay. And each time we'll add them to get a total number of team players. Okay, so draw your table. If our ratio is 4 to 1, what should be my first number in the boys column for our soccer team? What should go here? That's our ratio. Yes, ma'am. 4. Why?
Because there's 4 times boys and girls.
Okay, so then what can I put here? Say 1. Exactly. Now, if I had 4 boys and 1 girl, how many people total would I have on my team at this point? Royalty. 5 people total. Perfect. So that's the first row in our table. Now, adult teams require 11 players at least. So these folks can't play. They don't have enough players. They require at least 11 total players on the team. Okay? Let's figure out how many boys and how many girls we need with this ratio to be able to play. Okay? Do you remember learning how to complete a T-chart in 4th grade? Yes? Can you tell us what a T-chart is?
Like we do the T-chart and then like in one side you would put a number and then like if you multiply it by 2,
Yeah.
you put your answer in the other side.
So he's saying if you put a number here, you find the relationship, right? And it might be like times 2. Okay? Ratio tables are similar. Ratio tables are similar. So keep that in the back of your mind if you remember learning T-charts in 4th grade. Okay, so let's talk about if we have 2 girls on the team, Jesslyn, how many boys would we have? our ratio is still 4 to 1. So for every one boy, for every one girl, we have 4 boys. So if we have 2 girls, how many boys? Okay, yes, ma'am. Not quite. Think about the relationship between 1 and 4. Now we have 2 and, Gianna? 8. How do you know that?
Since one girl equals to 4 boys,
Mhm.
and now there's 2 girls, so it's multiplication.
So Gianna is pointing out the relationship between these two numbers. 1 girl times 4, because there's 4 times as many boys, right? 2 girls times 4, because there's 4 times as many boys. Okay, so if I have 1 girl, I have 1, 2, 3, 4 boys, right? If I add another girl, I have to add another 4 boys. Okay, so now we have 2 girls and 8 boys. Okay, so that's what's happening behind the scenes, right? Okay, good. Is this big enough for a team? 8 boys and 2 girls? How many did I say needed to be part of the team for them to play? 11. 11. So how many do I have right now, Nyala? What goes here? What goes here, Sienna? 10. Because 8 plus 2 is 10, right? Okay, good. So, fill in the next line on your own. At a level 0, fill in the next row of your table on your own. So another number here, here, and here. Fill in the next one. Our ratio is 4 to 1. So fill in what I got. So. Okay. Sienna, come show us what you did. You're tracking Sienna, tracking the board. Show us what you did. Fill in those blanks. Beautiful. Now, can you tell us what you did here?
I put 12, there's skip counting right here,
Okay, good.
and then I put 3 right here, because you needed more girls, so like a total of more people.
So you can have a bigger total. Okay, so Sienna's saying she knew the total needed to be bigger than 10 because we need 11 players. You can sit down. Thank you. Snap next to me. Thank you. Okay. So she went up 1 girl. She said, well, for every 1 girl, there's 4 boys, so I have to add another 4 boys. Now Sienna found a pattern that's really important. Okay, she noted that we're skip counting here by what? By 4s, because for every 1 we add here, we add 4 here. So you can just skip count by 4s, right? Good. Now our total is 15. Do we have enough players now? We sure do. We do, okay. So let's think about whether, how about if the ratio is 3 to 2 instead of 4 to 1? Okay, let's think about it as 3 to 2 instead of 4 to 1, okay? Am I going to be counting by 1s in one of the columns? Tristan, Am I going to be counting by ones in one of my columns if my ratio is 3 to 2? Yeah? Why? Let's talk about it. Okay, so look in your workbooks. Under example 1, the second part says, suppose the ratio of the number of boys to the number of girls on the team is 3 to 2. We're going to draw another table, just like the one we did in the first part of example 1. Draw another table. Draw another table. Okay, you're on page 1. You're on page 1. So this is before our do now. We're on the very first page. Second part. Beautiful. Okay. How many boys should I start with? And how many girls should I start with when I draw my table? Yes. 3 what? 3 boys or girls? 3 boys and 2 girls, because the ratio is boys to girls, and it's 3 to 2. Perfect. So how many total do we have at this point, Zoe? How many total people on our team do we have? 5, right? We just add them together, we found 5. Now do I write 3 here for my next row? Dalen says no. Why, Dalen? Why can't I just write a 3 right here? Because 2 plus 2 is 4. So why do I have to add 2 instead of just adding 1? Gianna, help him out. Why do I have to add 2 for the next row instead of just 1? Yes. To add 3 more boys to our team, we have to add 2 more girls. I can't add another 3 boys until I have another 2 girls, right? Because that's what our ratio tells us. Okay, so I'm going to write what here? Say it. I'm going to write what here? Ooh, turn and talk to your neighbor about what comes next for the number of girls in our table. Go. Oh, beautiful. Okay, I'm hearing you say the right answers, so track me in 3, 2, and 1. We're just feeling a little shy this morning, I think. But I know what to fix that. What do I write next under number of girls, Michael? What should I write next under number of girls? Remember, in order to add 3 more boys, I have to add 2 more girls. So what can I write? What can I write, Valerie? What can I write? I have to add 2 more girls to be able to add any more boys. So she says, say loud. 4. I have to add 4 girls. Okay, because I can't add any more boys unless I have 2 more girls. Okay? Are you overwhelmed? Good. Okay, so how many boys can I add now? You can go. They're at the front of the room. Joseph?
Well, 6.
6. And how do you know that?
Because 3 times 2 is 6.
Interesting. Okay, why are we multiplying the numbers in the ratio? Valerie, help me out. Because I'm counting by 3s. Yes? I'm going by 2s. Am I counting by 2s here and 3s here? Absolutely, Joseph is correct. Right? And if you get stumped, remember you can write it out. So I have 2 girls and 3 boys. Right? I added another 2 girls, so I have to add another 3 boys. Now I have 6 boys and 4 girls. So what's my total on the team, Daylin? 10. Beautiful. Is that enough to play as a team? No. How many do we need to play as a team? 11. So should we add another row to our table? Yeah. Juanita, can you help us add another row to our table? How many girls should I have now? Remember the connection that, who was it that I called up? That Sienna made, that we're skip counting basically? Do you remember? So how can I add 2 more girls to my column? What do I write?
You could write 8 because 2 times 4 is 8.
2 times 4 is 8, so you're multiplying these 2 numbers? What if you skip count? What if you skip count by the number of girls in our ratio? 2, 4, what comes next? Help her out. Help her out, sir. 2, 4, 6, right? We can just skip count, like Sienna said. Awesome. So we're skip counting by 2's here because that's the number of girls in our ratio. Here's the number of boys in our ratio. So in our boys column, we're skip counting by what, Zoe? 3's. So what comes next, Gibson? 9. Beautiful. 9. Okay. Good. How many people total are on our team now? Aiden? How many people total are on our team now? 10? We have 9 boys and 6 girls. So how many people total? Help them out, Nayela.